What's going on, guys? Thanks for joining us right here on VOS Red Carpet. My name is Jackson Vunganyi. Like we do every week, we bring you the latest in entertainment news, in fashion, in sports, in film, and television from around the world. Let's go! And let's start off in South Sudan, where the Juba Film Festival showcases the work of local and international filmmakers in a bid to change some of the perceptions of the world's youngest country. The festival also features refugees as producers, as directors, and actors celebrating their work.
It may lack the glitz and glamour of other film festivals held around the world, but for 23-year-old South Sudanese filmmaker Chatia Matiop, the Juba Film Festival is a dream come true, especially because this year he submitted his movie Voice of Hope for the Best Film on Peace category.
I feel so excited that we have taken this award. Yeah, actually this is our first time here in South Sudan to win an award. And in the future we expect to do more, to spread the message of peace, love and unity to the people of South Sudan, to make our country a better place.
Now in its fourth year, the festival is sponsored by South Sudan's government, diplomatic corps and UN agencies. Its director, Simon Bingo, says the event is crucial to developing the local industry.
This film festival is important to the local filmmakers because they produce their stories and then they showcase it outside to the general public of South Sudan. And out of that also, they also build up their own creativity, their own talent, so that at least this gives them a need now to practice their own talents now.
More than 20 films were submitted in 12 categories. Producers, directors and actors who took part are hopeful such events will help to heal the country and move it forward following the recent civil war.
And now for bigger budget films, Jumanji: The Next Level bumped Frozen 2 to second place at the box office for the opening weekend. Sony film starring Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart brought in more than $60 million in the US and Canada to break a 3-day record for a comedy in December. It's a sequel to 2017's Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle, which grossed $962 million worldwide. Frozen 2 dropped to second place with $19.2 million domestically after claiming top box office spot for 3 straight weeks. Clint Eastwood's Richard Jewell opened with one of the worst box office debuts for the director, landing at number 4 with $5 million. The film took aim at the media and federal investigators for what it sees as a rush to judgment after the 1996 Olympics bombing in Atlanta. First, it was Miss South Africa who was crowned Miss Universe, and now Miss Jamaica has won the title of Miss World 2019. Tony Ann Singh had a bit of an out-of-body experience when they called her name as the winner of the Miss World 2019.
Yes, I was shocked. I had to take a moment to say, they said Jamaica, so that means you and that means get out there, but it was just so surreal. I had to really pull from within to get it back together. Because how crazy is that?
But it was Miss Nigeria's reaction to her friend's win that had a lot of people talking. Nyakechi Douglas was ecstatic, to say the least, when Miss Jamaica's name was called, screaming and hugging her fellow contestants. Singh joined women from 130 countries for the final stages of the Miss World competition in Britain, and she said that the month-long experience taught her that women are stronger together.
You realize that even though we're so strong and we're representing our different countries, we also need each other. We also need help and support and love. And you really realize that when you're actually here. And it was a beautiful thing to realize. Like my eyelashes, India put them on for me. And usually Trinidad would put them on for me. You know what I mean? We keep each other together.
Music mogul Russell Simmons is unhappy that Oprah Winfrey is producing an Apple TV documentary about a woman who says that he raped her in 1995. Simmons denies the allegations made by Drew Dixon and says that he passed 9 lie detector tests, posting on Instagram, "Dearest Oprah, you have been a shining light to my family and my community, contributing so much to my life that I couldn't list a fraction of it." And that's why Simmons says that He's so troubled that Winfrey is singling him out, even though in the past he says that he has already admitted to being a playboy. Rapper 50 Cent is also questioning Oprah's move, posting under a photo of Winfrey and Simmons that he does not understand why she's going after black men. No Harvey Weinstein, no Epstein, just Michael Jackson and Russell Simmons, rapper 50 Cent said. So far, there's no comment from Oprah Winfrey's production company. The Basketball Africa League is set to kick off in a couple of weeks, but in the meantime, some African players are finding success at the highest level of the game right here in the US. BOA's Myra De La Salette and Betty Ayub went to Atlanta to visit with a rookie who is the NBA's past player from Angola.
Atlanta is a vibrant city where sports are a big part of life, from college and professional football to professional basketball, where Angolan forward Bruno Fernando opened his NBA career this season with the Atlanta Hawks. He says the night he was drafted was surreal.
Probably the craziest feeling I've had in my life this far. It's kind of like when you work so hard for something and you know that you've been working for so many years, and it's like kind of like you're putting everything on your back. And just for that moment to really hit and you realize like, oh, this hard work I put in, all this sacrifice I've made really paid off and I'm here now. That was a surreal moment for me. I was just, I broke down crying right away. I just got into tears. I couldn't describe. I was feeling all kinds of emotion.
Becoming the first Angolan to play in the NBA does not just happen. The 21-year-old Fernando has worked hard at basketball, moving to the United States at the age of 14 after getting noticed in a game against the US team in an under-16 tournament.
And our last game was against the US, and it happened to be my best game of the tournament as well. So as soon as we went in the tournament and I went home, my parents just told me that people reached out that I got a chance to come play in the US and go to school here. That was a no-brainer.
Now the Atlanta Hawks rookie is living a dream shared by many other young players. An opportunity, he says, will not go to waste.
I kind of hold myself at a high standard, and it's just another sacrifice that I got to make.
Assistant coach Melvin Hunt says teammates see Fernando as a player eager to learn.
He's like a sponge, and it's all new, and he just soaks up everything that we put out there. So we're having a good time trying to teach him a little bit of everything, and not just basketball, just stuff off the court, on the court, after the game, before the game. It's been a lot of fun.
A game against the Minnesota Timberwolves was his best so far, scoring 13 points in 17 minutes. Fernando shares the credits with his team.
I just give credit to my teammates, honestly. They made a lot of good plays. They found me when I was open. I just try to run and get open and become available whenever they need me. So I did all these things and they were able to find me, and I was able to score and have my best game so far.
Assistant coach Hunt, who coached superstar LeBron James when he was Fernando's age, says the Angolan player brings a different flavor to a Hawks roster that includes 42-year-old legend Vince Carter.
You play with people that's 22 years in the NBA now, so you get to learn a lot. I'm fortunate that I get to learn a lot from him. And just to be able to ask him questions, pick his brain up, and just learn from his experience and stuff like that, I think makes it a lot easier for me to transition.
Fernando flies on the court, but appears humble and grounded off the hardwood.
It's a lot of people out there that wish they were sitting in this chair right now and be in my position, so you can't never take that for granted. Be yourself. You don't have to change, and I feel like that is a big thing for a lot of people, for a lot of us rookies coming into the league, because it's something that we never seen. We never had money in our pockets like that. It's things that we never expected.
Also unexpected was an episode during his college career at Maryland that showed his maturity off the court as well. When a rival college announcer referred to him as King Kong, Fernando says he chose to rise above what some social media denounced as racist.
I don't think he meant it in any negative way. I think the way he said it was like of how dominant I was in the game, and just like for the players from the Iowa team not being able to stop me. It's just that the fact that we got a society that is so into social media, and they just go out there and as soon as they hear something, they're going to put it out there now. So they just went out there and made a big deal out of it, but I wasn't really worried about anything. I knew he meant it in a positive way.
Living alone in Atlanta, Fernando says he misses his family in Angola.
I was around my family every day, and I don't have that no more, and it's been that way for years now. I don't know when was the last time I was with my mom on her B-Day. I spend a lot of birthdays by myself now, but it's part of growth. If you're from Angola, you're going to miss everything about it.
Atlanta Hawks coaches say Fernando's rookie season is off to a great start and shows the Angolan has earned his shot in the NBA. Mayra de la Salette with Betty Ayoub, VOA in Atlanta.
And from Atlanta, we go to LA, where media mogul Sean Diddy Combs celebrated his 50th birthday with a star-studded bash that has us wishing that we got an invite. The party included some of his best friends like Cardi B, Offset, Snoop Doggy Dogg, The Weeknd, Swizz Beatz, Kevin Hart, Nelly, Pharrell Williams. We could keep going. A special moment took place when his good friend Mary J. Blige got up and performed her hit Real Love with some dancers. Power couple Jay-Z and Beyonce were also in attendance. Queen Bee sparkled in a black and silver gown, while her husband reunited with Kanye West in public for the first time since 2016 after their famous feud. And let's go to Ivory Coast now, where a remarkable artist is using pen, brush, and paint to make his mark in a creative world in ways that you have never seen before. Check it out.
Without arms or legs, artist Adama Traore of Abidjan finds a unique way to make his art. Line by line, stroke by stroke, color by color. Missing limbs since birth, he attended a center for disabled youth at 9, where he learned ways to paint.
When I was a child, my mom sent me to this white lady named Marie Odile in the Center for the Disabled. I learned to paint there. I worked with gouache markers. Thanks to her, there were more than 100 disabled people in the center. The lady passed away and I ended up in the streets.
It was a difficult life after his teacher and mentor died. Just getting around was hard. Taxi drivers would not pick him up, assuming he had no money. But he kept painting colorful landscapes and portraits, earning some recognition and money. Traore slowly built up savings from his artwork and used it to open a small art studio. He got married and now commutes to work by taxi. This driver, impressed by the artist's determination, now gives him both a ride and a bit of a discount on the fare.
Every day I pick him and drop him off, and the evening again. I take him back home. Honestly, money doesn't matter. It's courage.
Traore says painting is therapeutic and lifts spirits.
Painting heals, painting boosts morale, painting cleans the spirit. Become Traore Adama. If I didn't paint, I don't know what I would do. I can't be a carpenter, I can't be a mason, but I do paint. If I'm just sitting here, people would say, this one is doing nothing, he's a beggar. But when they see me working, they're saying, this one is a worker.
That work earns Traore about $84 for each painting. Jim Randall, VOA News.
And it's time for us to say goodbye, but before we go, let's take a look at Netflix's first original series, Queen Sono, in the newly released trailer. The new drama centered on a secret agent who battles crime while handling adversities in her own life will premiere on Netflix this coming February. South African actress Paul Tusi stars as Queen Sono.
This ain't your kingdom. Welcome to Queendom. Your king fall, the queen come. Big panda Queendom. You know what time it is. Queendom. Welcome to Queendom.
And thanks for watching VOS Red Carpet. My name is Jackson Vunganyi. For more entertainment news, remember to check us out at voanews.com. We are also on Facebook, on Instagram, and on YouTube. We'll catch you next time. Goodbye, everyone.